Gentlemen, today I want to talk about a subject that many men think about, but very few are willing to discuss openly. If you're over 55, 65, or even 75, and you occasionally engage in self-pleasure, you've probably asked yourself some difficult questions. Is this still healthy at my age? Could it be affecting my testosterone? Am I putting my prostate at risk? Could this somehow make me weaker as I grow older? If those thoughts have ever crossed your mind, let me reassure you right away. You are far from the only man asking them. In fact, this is one of the most frequent concerns I hear from older men, yet it's also one of the least talked about because it's often surrounded by embarrassment, misinformation, and unnecessary guilt. The good news is that modern medical research tells a very different story from the myths many of us grew up hearing. Once you separate scientific evidence from old beliefs, the picture becomes much more encouraging. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments where you're watching from today. I genuinely enjoy seeing viewers from around the world who are committed to learning more about their health. And if you find these conversations valuable, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more evidence-based advice on men's wellness. Now let's address the biggest misconception immediately. Many people still believe that self-pleasure somehow becomes unhealthy after a certain age, draining your energy, lowering your masculinity, or damaging your hormones. The scientific evidence simply doesn't support those claims. When practiced with balance and common sense, it can actually become part of a healthy lifestyle for many older men. That doesn't mean it's completely risk-free. Like every health habit, it comes with both benefits and potential downsides. Today, we'll explore 10 surprising health benefits, along with the important precautions every man should understand. My name is Dr. Leah, and after more than 15 years helping men protect their prostate health and improve their quality of life, I've learned one thing above all else. Every man deserves honest answers based on science, not fear or shame. Before we look at the specific benefits, it's important to understand why self-pleasure can influence the body in the first place. Many men assume it's simply about sexual release, but biologically, much more is happening behind the scenes. Think of your health in two connected systems. The first involves your body, particularly your prostate, blood circulation, pelvic muscles, and reproductive organs. The second involves your mind, including your stress levels, sleep quality, mood, and emotional well-being. When these systems remain balanced, they work together to support healthy aging. Over my 15 years of working with older men, I've answered the same question countless times. Patients often lower their voices and ask, "Dr. Leah, should I stop doing this now that I'm getting older?" My answer is always based on evidence, not opinion. Healthy self-pleasure, practiced with moderation, is not something most men need to fear. Modern research continues to show that it may provide several meaningful health advantages when it's part of an overall healthy lifestyle. It isn't a replacement for exercise, nutritious eating, strong relationships, or quality sleep, but it can certainly complement those habits. Let's begin with the first benefit, one that surprises almost every man I speak to. It involves the prostate, an organ that becomes increasingly important as men age. Researchers studying men's health have observed that men who ejaculate regularly may experience a lower likelihood of developing certain prostate problems later in life. One explanation is that regular ejaculation helps move older prostatic fluid out of the gland, reducing the buildup of inflammatory substances over time. Rather than thinking of this process as something harmful, it may be more helpful to view it as part of your body's natural maintenance system. For many men, learning this replaces years of unnecessary guilt with a better understanding of how the male body is designed to function. The second benefit often goes unnoticed because it happens quietly inside the body. Dr. Leah calls it the pelvic floor advantage. Every time a man reaches orgasm, a group of muscles deep within the pelvis contracts repeatedly. These muscles do much more than contribute to sexual function. They also help support the bladder, improve urinary control, and contribute to stronger erections. Like every other muscle in the body, they perform best when they're exercised regularly. During my 15 years of treating older men, I've found that many are completely unaware of how important these muscles become with age. As they weaken, some men begin noticing urine leakage, reduced bladder control, or a decline in sexual performance. While these problems can have several causes, maintaining pelvic muscle activity may help preserve their strength over time. The third benefit involves maintaining healthy penile tissue. Many people have heard the phrase, use it or lose it, but there's actually some biological truth behind it. Healthy erections bring oxygen-rich blood into the erectile tissues, nourishing them and helping maintain their flexibility. Good circulation keeps those tissues healthy and may reduce the likelihood of stiffness or structural changes that sometimes occur with aging. Think of it the same way you think about stretching your joints or exercising your muscles. Movement encourages healthy blood flow and helps tissues remain functional. The male reproductive system benefits from that same principle. For many older men, understanding this provides enormous reassurance. Instead of worrying that they're somehow harming themselves, they realize they're supporting normal circulation and healthy tissue function. That's a powerful shift in perspective, replacing unnecessary fear with confidence built on medical understanding rather than outdated myths. The fourth benefit has nothing to do with physical strength, yet it can have a powerful effect on your overall health. Dr. Leah calls it the stress relief effect. As we grow older, many of us carry more pressure than we admit. Financial responsibilities, family concerns, health worries, and the challenges of aging all place stress on the body. One of the main hormones involved in that stress response is cortisol. When cortisol stays elevated for long periods, it can affect blood pressure, heart health, sleep quality, and even the immune system. One of the body's natural ways of reducing that stress is through orgasm. During climax, cortisol levels tend to fall while the brain releases chemicals that promote relaxation and emotional well-being. Many men describe feeling calmer, mentally lighter, and more peaceful afterward. That's not simply psychological. It's a genuine biological response. Closely connected to this is the fifth benefit, which involves your mood. During orgasm, the brain releases neurotransmitters such as dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals associated with pleasure, motivation, and emotional connection. These natural substances help improve mood and can temporarily reduce feelings of anxiety, frustration, or loneliness. Throughout my 15 years of helping older men, I've seen how important this can be, particularly for those living alone or coping with major life changes. While self-pleasure should never become the only way someone manages emotional stress, it can certainly contribute to a healthier emotional balance when combined with regular exercise, meaningful relationships, and good self-care. Instead of viewing it as something shameful, many men begin seeing it as one small part of a broader wellness routine. That change in mindset often reduces guilt while encouraging healthier attitudes toward both physical and emotional well-being. The sixth benefit is one that many older men appreciate the most, especially those who struggle to get a full night's rest. Dr. Leah calls it the sleep recovery effect. Quality sleep becomes harder to maintain as we age. Many men over 60 find themselves waking several times during the night or lying awake unable to quiet their thoughts. One reason self-pleasure may help is because the body naturally shifts into a more relaxed state afterward. Hormones associated with calmness increase, while stress hormones decline, making it easier for the brain to transition into restful sleep. I've had many patients tell me they stopped relying on late-night television or endless scrolling on their phones because they found healthier routines that helped them relax naturally. Good sleep isn't just about feeling rested the next morning. It's essential for memory, immune function, hormone production, and overall health. The seventh benefit is something many men never expect. Regular self-examination during self-pleasure helps you become familiar with your own body. When you know what feels normal, you're much more likely to notice changes such as a lump, swelling, unusual pain, or a change in shape before those problems become serious. Throughout my 15 years in practice, I've met men who discovered early signs of medical conditions simply because they paid attention to their bodies. Detecting problems early often leads to better treatment outcomes and greater peace of mind. The lesson here is simple. Caring for your body isn't only about exercise and healthy eating. It's also about awareness. The better you know your own body, the sooner you can recognize when something changes and seek medical advice before a small concern becomes a much larger one. The eighth benefit focuses on something every organ in your body depends on: healthy blood circulation. Dr. Leah calls it the pelvic circulation effect. Good circulation doesn't only benefit your heart and brain, it also delivers oxygen and nutrients to the tissues surrounding the prostate, bladder, and reproductive organs. During sexual arousal, blood flow naturally increases throughout the pelvic region, helping nourish these tissues and supporting their normal function. This becomes especially important for older men who spend long hours sitting. A sedentary lifestyle can slow circulation over time, contributing to feelings of heaviness or congestion in the pelvic area. Maintaining healthy blood flow, together with regular exercise, helps keep these tissues functioning as they should. The ninth benefit is improved awareness and control. Some men experience difficulty delaying ejaculation, while others simply want greater confidence in understanding how their bodies respond. Self-pleasure provides a private, pressure-free environment to become more familiar with your own arousal patterns. Learning when excitement builds and how to manage it can improve confidence and reduce anxiety during intimacy with a partner. Over the past 15 years, I've encouraged many men to think of this not as performance training, but as self-awareness. Understanding your body helps you communicate better with your partner and approach intimacy with greater confidence. Developing that awareness also reminds you that sexual health isn't measured by speed or performance alone. It's about comfort, control, and knowing your body well enough to recognize both its strengths and any changes that deserve attention. When combined with healthy lifestyle habits, improved circulation and greater body awareness become valuable tools for maintaining both physical health and self-confidence well into later life. We've covered many of the potential benefits, but no conversation about health would be complete without discussing the other side of the picture. Dr. Leah always reminds her patients that balance is what separates a healthy habit from an unhealthy one. The 10th and final benefit is one that often gets overlooked. Regular self-stimulation helps keep the brain's pathways for sexual desire active. The brain is your body's most important sexual organ, and like many other functions, it responds to consistent stimulation. Staying mentally engaged with healthy sexuality may help preserve confidence, intimacy, and a sense of vitality as you age, even during periods when you don't have a partner. However, problems can arise when self-pleasure stops being an occasional part of a healthy lifestyle and starts becoming an escape from everyday life. The first risk is emotional dependency. If every stressful day, lonely evening, or difficult emotion automatically leads to self-pleasure, it can slowly become your primary coping mechanism. Instead of dealing with stress through exercise, meaningful relationships, hobbies, or personal growth, you begin relying on one habit to manage every emotional challenge. Over time, that can make genuine human connection feel less important. The second risk involves becoming overly accustomed to one specific routine. If the same pressure, speed, technique, or type of stimulation is repeated every single time, the brain may gradually become conditioned to respond only to that exact pattern. Some men later discover that intimacy with a real partner doesn't feel quite the same because their expectations have become too narrowly trained. The solution isn't fear or complete avoidance, it's variety, moderation, and awareness. Healthy sexuality should always complement a full, balanced life, never replace it. When practiced with wisdom, self-respect, and self-control, it can remain a normal part of healthy aging while protecting both your physical well-being and your emotional health for many years to come.